We got a great episode for you guys today. We didn't really do a history topic. We just went off the rails, old school, because we figured the world's been pretty heavy lately. So we just had fun. If you want to laugh, you're really going to enjoy this next hour. Come see us September 22nd at the Comedy Cellar in New York City. We are doing a live History Hyena show if you want to be in the audience. And then I will be doing stand-up October 9th, 10th, and 11th in Boston, Massachusetts, between the Wilbur Theater and the Chevalier. Go to chrisdcomedy.com for Tiki Wikis and have some fun.
Yes, we just went wild today, just like the old days. See me in Bakersfield, California, October 3rd and 4th. Toronto, October 18th. Tulsa, October 24th and 25th. Now enjoy this app.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of History Hyenas. I'm Chrissy D. That's Yanni P. We don't have a history topic today. We're just going to go off because I've had enough.
We are going to just take a second. This is what we call a breather.
Yeah.
We're taking a breather. It's a little intermission from a topic. We don't want to do any topic where someone could say, well, this happened, well, that, well, this, well, that. There's going to be no, well, this, well, that, well, this, because we're just going to keep it light. We're going to prance today.
Yeah, we're going to prance today because, you know, it's just been heavy the last week, and it's just like everybody says the same thing or they say the opposite of the same thing. It just depends what your algorithm wants. I just want a do-over.
You want a do-over? And, you know, we were considering whether we were going to have on an ex-Mossad guy, whether we were going to have on a CIA guy. We didn't know whether to have on some investigative journalists. We didn't know whether to have some presidential candidates on. We wanted to really get into it. This one guy has a very interesting theory about how Qatar is behind Israel and Israel is behind Qatar and Qatar is behind Saudi Arabia and Saudi Arabia is behind the United States. The United States is behind this pedophile cabal that originated in Moldova.
Yeah.
We were going to give you that episode because we know you want it, but we decided we're the History Hyenas. We're going to take big, fat slurps of smoothies, kick our heels in the air, and say, am I a cute kid today? And I am.
It's just
I'm on the beam and you're off. Between us, we got 1 foot on the beam.
1 foot on the beam. I mean, cause I'm a little off the beam because this morning I take my daughter to the dentist, my little 4-year-old, and she needed a root canal. And that's just what you call too much sweets and not enough flossing. That's what you call genetics from her father's side.
Yeah, that's what you call hanging out with daddy a little too much.
Yeah, and you know what it is too? It's like the laughing gas doesn't work. Then the Novocaine in the mouth, you know, just doesn't work. And then it just comes to like you as parents, we just have to like put our bodies over her and just hold her down and make sure her head doesn't move while they could just rip her tooth out. And it just kind of sucks. And moms, what moms are able to do is just a little, I mean, I had to leave, come here. She's crying. My daughter's crying. Then my older daughter needs to be picked up from school. My stepson doesn't want to talk to anybody. And and Jazz is just handling it all, just figuring it out. Where I would probably walk out if Jazz wasn't around. I'd probably just walk out. I would have left my daughter at the dentist because you get too overwhelmed.
Yeah, you get overwhelmed and you realize that nature built women with a bucket of empathy that we necessarily don't have.
Yeah,
nature gave us this ever-present will to go bang other women.
It's just what it is.
And that's just there. I'm not saying that for any reason except for the fact, this is a proven fact, you know, we're driven to reproduce and we have different drives.
I just get it. When you have little kids, it is 100% a 2-person job, maybe a more than 2-person job. When you're low, I think it should be illegal for a husband and wife to even consider divorce until the youngest one is 10.
Yeah.
When the youngest one is 10, then you could go in front of the magistrate and say, we're done.
Yeah, no, I think it should be legally mandated that husband and wife have to stay together, even if they're going to kill each other.
Yeah.
So this is what I think, because it's so hard to raise kids. So even if one of them kills the other one in a domestic violence dispute,
father kills the mother, you're saying?
Yeah, because that's usually what happens. But once in a while, the woman will try to pour a little peroxide in the husband's coffee.
Yeah, you get a little arsenic.
Yeah. So that will happen. Whichever way it is, Whoever tries to kill everybody, the court should order, because parenting is such a hard job, and as Republicans say, you need a 2-parent home in order to become a criminal. Even if you kill one, I think you should be forced to live with the body, like Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes.
Just so 2 parents are still present.
I agree with that. And I think, you know what? That's a good idea, and that's in my platform, because now I'm running for mayor.
You know what?
Yeah.
You got the social media following to at least nominate yourself.
Yeah.
I think you could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, let's look at some of our previous nominees and some of the biggest thinkers we have.
Yeah.
Most of them haven't graduated college.
No.
I mean, some of them are on comedy podcasts.
Yeah.
Some of them went to community college and dropped out. I mean, you don't need to be top of your class from an elite institution anymore.
Yeah, because
you could be a kid who went to St. Joe's and become president of the United States. It used to be that was unheard of. You'd get laughed out of the room if I said, I'm voting for Chris Distefano for president. And say, what is his background? I said, the kid is hanging up in the St. Joe's Hall of Fame, and that Hall of Fame is on Ostertag in the hallway.
Yeah.
And you say, no, he can't run for president, but now you can.
Yeah, because make absolutely no mistake, I'm on my St. Joseph's College, which their motto is watch what happens. And watch what happens is I'm going to run for mayor of New York, and I am the school's second all-time leading scorer, and I also have my picture up at the Connecticut Muffin down the street. And that's what Truth Bader Ginsburg. They got a picture of me up at the Connecticut Muffin.
I think Mondami, before he became an assemblyman, his job was actually rapper.
Right.
I think he was a rapper. And then I think his first job was...
Because you would think out of all the candidates on this whose job used to be a rapper, it'd be Eric Adams.
That's the one you'd think.
That's the one you'd think.
That's what you think. And then you would think Curtis Silva was a painter from France in the 1920s.
Yeah.
Because the kid's got a beret on.
Yeah. And you would think Andrew Cuomo is dating my mom.
That's what you'd think.
Yeah.
So that's where we are right now.
And I'm in that 5% undecided.
Yeah.
That's, you want to put, there's a picture of just a silhouette of a face, and you're going to put Chrissy D's face in there.
I am 46%. I am of the 46% for Zoran Mandani, because it'll be great for comedy. It'll be great for drama. And it'll be great for husbands that are looking for a loophole. We've said it before. Not me, myself. I just think shootings, everything will go down if everyone could just empty their glue in an Asian woman's hand legally.
And I got to be honest with you. Is I'm just done. I've told you this. I've been done with social media from the beginning. Okay? I've told you I've been done with it for years. I wouldn't care if it knocked my career back 20 links. I just want social media to go away. I think it's 1,000% directly responsible for the decay of society, just like the sugar is directly responsible for the decay of my daughter's tooth. And I just don't, what happened, here's what happened. I had to go, I went back on.
Yeah.
You ready for this? I had to listen. So I went back on just for a day, because I did the theater at MSG last week. Thank you. Shout out for everyone coming. Somehow Jeffrey Gurian will post pictures of him. Always finds a way into the green room.
Yeah.
And
because shape-shifting.
Yeah, shape-shifting.
And under the door.
Yeah, and he interviewed me with the pastrami sandwich from Joey Rose's sandwiches. And we couldn't have our favorite sandwich, which is the peanut butter and jelly sandwich with potato chips, because the opener, our good friend James Matter, that's like sending a nuclear missile to his face. He can't be anywhere near peanut butter, so everyone else has to suffer because, people are allergic to peanuts, so I can't have my favorite sandwich when I'm just doing the fucking theater. Yeah. But that's just okay.
A peanut will kill him.
And we just have to deal with it.
Yeah. Superman had kryptonite. James Matter has
peanuts.
And it's not even a peanut. It's a hint of a smell of peanut.
Yeah.
It's at the hospital. Yeah.
And that's our boy James. We freaking love him. He did a great job opening up. And it's just everyone, that's why comedians are the best, because they're just unique and different. You going off?
No.
Okay. But anyway, I had to go back on. I didn't have to go back on. What happened is because, it's relatively, big accomplishment for me. It felt like a bookend thing for me, because I just was like, when I had done theater at MSG 2 years ago, like a week after I sold my house, I felt like my whole life got turned upside down for 2 years, and now I feel out of it. It's like a bookend thing, right? So like, let me go back on social media, and then of course, it's like you got to deal with every comedian, people we know, making jokes about the tragedies or giving their stupid opinion without a joke, just giving
tragedy.
Their opinion.
You mean me losing a lot of money betting on Canelo?
Yes,
because there's a lot of people that got upset about that.
Yeah, they got upset.
That's another tragedy.
Yeah, and I know Sergio Chacon is one of them.
Yeah.
So all that where you're just like, shut up. But then what happened was too, I realized, see, it's interesting. The subconscious, it's real, baby girl, because I saw a lot of people I posted, a lot of people had commented, oh, Chris, you're looking too skinny now. Skinny. You kept saying the word skinny. And then what happens is then subconsciously it just gets in as like a negative somehow. And then I noticed the last 4 days, my eating has been off the rails because you're subconsciously be like, oh, now I'm too skinny, got to get fat, right? So what I'm really just done with is just people commenting about anything at all, because I just don't do, like, the thing is like, I would never comment, you're too skinny. Or you're too fat. I just wouldn't say anything. I would say you look great, because why give my opinion about anything? But then you realize where people's brains are going, and it's because of social media, like the apathy that I could just say anything unchecked. And I'm so done with social media. I'm going back to a flip phone. I might even go become an Amish, aka the Hasidic Jews of Pennsylvania. I might even go there and take the Puerto Ricans with me, because I'm starting to really dislike people, and you know me, I'm a people person.
Yeah.
And I'm really just starting to dislike everyone because of the apathy that I see.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lack of humanity going on right now. Everyone's trying to capitalize off of tragedies.
And it's gross.
It's getting a little transparent.
Gross.
But I think people are slowly realizing it. Because once, you start going through these crazy conspiracies and you start to realize, you start to go, when you see posts like, oh, the truth will come out, I'm about to post it, you can see the narrative they're creating, and you can tell that people are creating content and humanity is gone. That's one thing. I think what happened with you there,
by the way, I just want to say, you don't meet many guys who wear their watch on the right.
Yeah.
Most guys wear it on the left, but I like you with it on the right.
Yeah. Now that's what I wanted. That is
I'm going to start putting mine on the right.
I'm a lefty. I'm ambidextrous. You know that, and that's why I do that. But that is a great segue into what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Only someone who's got a woman's brain would notice that.
Yeah.
If you came in with your watch around your asshole or around your neck, I wouldn't notice.
Because if I came in with my watch around my asshole, you would notice something on the face of the watch, and that would be a wart.
It would be around the wart, because the wart would be holding it up.
Because I've never had anal sex, but I do just get an anal wart that pops out every once in a while. And what I do is I tie a string around it, and I tie it to the doorknob, and then I just have one of my kids close the door, and it rips the wart out, and I bleed a little bit, and I throw a Band-Aid on it.
That's what you call
Frontier medicine. Yeah. Ridgewood Frontier medicine. And it's what you call getting the family involved. Yeah. In health.
Yeah. Yes, that you could go see a doctor, a dermatologist, or you could do that.
Yeah.
But what happened there is two things, right? One thing is people have become way too comfortable giving their opinion on social media, saying things because they can hide behind their screen and their screen name. And that is like another piece of evidence that speaks to how dehumanizing everything is. Because if you're in the real world, you don't say anything to someone unless you're good friends with them.
Right.
I can joke and say you look too skinny.
Yeah, but
we're friends. But a stranger's not just going to say you look too skinny.
Yeah.
But so that's that right there. There's a lack of humanity there.
Right.
And that's the most innocuous example, but you can obviously see from there how it can grow to when there's tragedies, people say certain things. That's one side of the equation. The other side of the equation is...
And also, how can I be too skinny? I'm 212 pounds.
Right. The other... Now it's another good segue. The other thing is you're a sensitive guy with a woman's brain.
Yeah.
And you get affected by comments on your looks.
Yeah.
You're just like a woman would.
Yeah.
So they need to take that into consideration. If you're following Chris on social media, be kind.
Yeah.
Just tell him he looks good. Tell him his hair looks good.
Yeah.
Tell him I like that color on him.
Yeah.
Treat him like you would treat your mom. You wouldn't say to your mom, you look too skinny, you look too fat.
No.
You would say to your dad, he'd have a laugh. But your mom, she might develop a white wine habit.
It's what it is.
Yeah, so just treat Chris like a suburban waspy woman who is married to a guy she hates, but she married him for the money, but now she regrets it because she's got the pearl earrings, she's got the big house, and she feels empty, so she develops a Zinfandel problem that she hides behind the fucking hamper.
Yeah, you call me Chris the Wasp.
Yeah. Just be kind.
Now, and also, too, just quickly going back.
You look perfect.
Thank you.
And your eyes look great.
Thank you, but it's because I got some color.
Yeah, no, you look. This is the best you've ever looked.
I got some color, and I went to a arts and crafts fair in my area, and it was nice.
Yeah,
it was nice, and I bought a handmade clock.
Yeah,
that was nice.
Yeah,
but it's also too on social media. It's also a little hacky now. Yep. I think like I was on it for an hour, and it's like everybody posts the same thing, or everybody posts the exact opposite of the same thing. So it's like nobody has like an original idea anymore.
Well, because it's all about extremism.
Right.
It's been conditioned into people by the algorithm rewarding extremism.
Right.
So that's what's happening.
And then it's just and it's constantly just looking for a fight. It's a
dopamine hit from confrontation.
And it's constant looking for a fight. So it's like you just avoid it. Like I used to be scared to be like, oh, I'm not on social media, because it's like, oh, that affects your career. But now it's like, I almost feel like I want to tell people I'm not on social media, because I don't think you should be on it either.
Yeah.
I think it's awful for you and for your kids.
Well, it is.
Not you. I'm saying like people listening. No. I'm like, because I had a guy tell me once, why would you tell your fans you're not on social media? Then they're not going to want to connect with you as much, and followers are going to go down. I'm like, have my followers go to fucking zero.
Yeah.
I don't care. That would be fine by me.
I think it's funny that the social media companies don't care, because they know. They know. All the research is out there.
Yes.
I mean, it's just funny that they want the content creators talking to the fans.
Right.
Like, what could go wrong? But the reason they want that is because they want us all on there for longer. And so it's like, what do you want? You want Al Pacino in the comment section?
Why would you want that?
Some fake screen name?
Yeah.
Calling him a pedophile?
Yeah.
He knocked up some 30-year-old and had a kid. Because what else is he going to do? You're not going to go on there. You're either going to say something kind, or you're going to say something horrible.
Yeah.
And the reason you're saying something horrible is because you're attention begging.
Yeah.
Because the negativity bias will get people to look at the negative comment.
Right.
So that's all.
Right.
Everyone's just begging for attention.
That's all it is, Cuzzy. And then hold on.
And your Chrissy sees through it.
That's all I'm.
Yeah, your Chrissy sees through it. And you better just take him right now and take him at his word and say kind things, because the kid does have a fucking steel pipe in his trunk.
Yeah.
And he will find out where you are.
Cuz, and even though they are even though they are America's enemy, not Chinese Americans, but the nation of China, I will say that China has done some good things with trying to ban TikTok, and also they're doing some nice things in the Uyghur province.
微上吸引
Lad 14. Thing is, you appreciate some of the police tactics.
Yeah. Obviously, that's just a joke.
It's a joke.
Obviously, it's just a joke, but I do obviously joking about the Uyghur, but I am happy. That is good that they don't have. I don't even go on TikTok, but the other socials, from Facebook to Instagram to Twitter is. I went on Twitter too. I mean X, and that I don't know if it's my algorithm. But it is non-stop negative. It's so beyond bad that I was like just an hour, because I never sensed this, because I never went off for a long time. But I mean, to be off for months and months and months, and then go right back in for an hour, you realize how sick you can get on it.
Well, Elon's letting it fly out there, and he keeps defending letting it fly. He's like, it's a town square.
Well, because he owns it.
Yeah,
right?
he owns it, and he wants people on it.
Right.
So you're always going to have, you're always going to have a conflict between public good and personal interest.
But that's of all time.
How it goes. Yeah, it's all time.
Well, that's the other thing too.
I take it with a grain of salt.
I think people, now blame social media and all these things, which I, do. But it's like 200 years ago, there was something else to blame for the budding civil war.
And I do think two things are going to happen, right? I think what social media does, specifically social media, because the internet is great. Social media and these private little group shits that are unmonitored, it's just no bueno, right? Bad things are going to happen.
Right.
A lot of good things happen, but bad things will happen. But I think it'll go two ways, right? Because what I think social media does is it accelerates it. It's on steroids. It's basically like steroids. It just makes you hit farther home runs.
Right.
Because this is just humanity, right?
That's what,
you said, there was there was assassinations, there was extremists.
Yeah, people can get assassinated for 3,000 years.
What social media does is people can find each other, and it moves quicker.
It galvanizes kind of idiots and hate speech, and if it galvanizes good stuff, it galvanizes bad stuff at the same time.
So two things are going to happen, and you can mark my words on this podcast.
You can mark his words, because he's a Marxist.
I'm a Marxist. This is my prediction.
Yeah.
We either inevitably go the way of China, where it's completely censored and completely regulated, or, and this is what I think is most likely, and this is what I hope, is that people will get so hip to this, people will get so tired of the bad consequences. The studies will take hold, the research will take hold, the bad things that are happening will take hold, much like they did with cigarettes, much like they've done with alcohol. Alcohol is down 50%. Alcohol
Really?
consumption is down 50%.
And what about ciggies? Ciggies got to be down big, 80%.
I mean, ciggies is probably like 10% of the population smokes anymore. It used to be like 80, 90%.
Really?
So what
Are ciggies down that much, Jesse?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen, I think, and I think this is one of the good things about capitalism, is that will create a market and a need for a social media platform that has taken into consideration all of this negative
I hope so.
Research and all the negative consequences that are now backed by data, and they'll create a great site that people will willingly sign up for that has all these checks for all these negative
Well, wait, they're
factors.
doing it already, right? I mean, like everybody asks Grok now, is that fact checking or not? All these companies are coming out now. Like even my daughter, my older daughter, we were able to get her a phone that we have a give her. It's called a Gab device, Gabb, that it only allows her to do certain things and doesn't even have social media on it.
Right.
So like they already, I feel like we didn't know this 20 years ago,
Right.
whenever it came out 15 years ago. But now I feel like the data's quick.
The data's quick. Everyone knows. People are getting it. So there will become these sites. Like, remember when we found out that some foods were bad?
Right.
Then the next thing you know, smoothies got hot. And and the market created, and it's a lucrative market. It became a lucrative market. So there'll be a social media site where you can still share with your friends. They'll be educational. You'll have to pay to sign up. You'll have to verify your identity. Everyone now is going like, I would never give my identity because they're going to use it. But people always...
They already have your identity, stupid. Anyone who tries to prevent that is like, are you a dumb asshole?
Yeah.
They already have everything about you.
People will look at this site. You'll have to subscribe to it. You have to pay a little bit. People will get used to that. You won't be able to have a fake account. You won't be able to say negative things. It'll be your friends. It'll go back to like virality. Will be like the way it used to be, where you shared it to your friends.
When's it gonna happen?
It's gonna happen.
Like, but when?
It will happen.
In the next few years?
I think sooner than you think.
Yeah, because I just want to go back.
Yeah, I think sooner than you think. I really do.
Because I want to go back to the 80s. I want to go back to graffiti on the trains. I want to go back to just no cell phones, and I want to go back to crack and AIDS.
Yeah. Because there's one thing that's for sure.
Yeah, and there's just an Eastern Hemi walking around that she'll get clean.
Yeah, it's just a straight Eastern Hemi.
Just get clean. She's just walking around out there and she'll get clean.
Yeah. Why don't you just open there and say, because she doesn't know the jargon? It'd be real funny if you just, once in a while, it's just fun to go, excuse me, do you want to get cracked open and cleaned?
Yeah.
And she'll go, excuse me? And be like, oh, I thought you were somebody else.
Yeah, I'll just say, do you want to get cocoed?
I think just Mark Zuckerberg is not a good human being.
No.
I just think at bottom line, he's just not a good guy.
Yeah. So and I think that they've known this for a while, what it does to people, and I think we've just I just feel good. I just feel good kind of getting. I think what happens is there's a little bit of lag time. Things move so quick that our mindset, what do we got?
Oh, wait, only 11%. I wasn't
11% of American adults currently smoke cigarettes, representing an all-time low.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Wow.
It used to be in the 90% of people were smoking.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a little break and then have probably an ad from Lucy.
Yeah, we give you this next segment is brought to you by Marlboro.
Yeah. Guys, you know us. We always want you to have rock hard cocks. We don't care if you're a biological male, biological female. We want to see that pretty dick, and we know that the prettiest it'll ever be is with Blue Chew.
Yes.
Blue Chew tablets made right here in the USA. We want you entering the room dick first. We want you sticking it on people, stick it on us. Send us pictures of your red, white, and blue cock. We love American freedom boners.
Here's the thing. A lot of people just say, oh, you do this if you have ED. No. Sometimes you just want to be extra impressive, and sometimes you're married and you're less than interested.
Yeah.
So you get Blue Chew and everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was getting a massage the other day, and I realized that normally, where I would get rock hard when the guy starts to massage my butt and all that, and I didn't, and I said, what the hell's going on? And then I turned around, and the masseuse was like, you want a Blue Chew?
Yeah.
And he gave me one, and then boom, I sprouted right up right into his hand the way it should be.
Yeah. If you want a nice American boner, you hit Blue Chew, and we got a special deal for our listeners, as always. Get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use the promo code Hyenas at checkout. Pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. And big thanks to Blue Chew, as always, for sponsoring the History Hyenas.
Yeah, cuz. So, I don't know. I was a little late today. I had to speed in. Okay, and I was gonna, and I got stressed out coming down here, and I did think about jerking off on the George Washington Bridge, but I didn't do it because it has been confirmed that it is illegal, so I don't want to break the law.
Andrew Huberman, do an episode on it.
Yeah.
Deep breathing helps, but so does yanking off your chicken on the BQE.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Listen to Jim Norton's pod.
Yeah. You really find a lot of solutions that are what you call home remedies.
Yeah.
Pulling a wart off by tying it to the doorknob.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah, smacking off on the BQE.
Yeah.
Things like that really do help. There's Nick.
Yeah. There's Nick. What is Nick? Nick Clips.
Nicky Clips.
Nicky Clips.
Nicky Clips. And the reason why we call him Nicky Clips or Patty Clips is because unfortunately we're comedians and we're very self-absorbed and we just don't bother to learn your last name.
Yeah.
So you just become Nicky Clips. He's Jesse Produce.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be shocked if Nicky Clips also has a transitioning furry boyfriend, girlfriend at home.
It's very possible. Yeah. Now, has anyone ever called you Chrissy Gayos?
Chrissy Gayos? No.
How come that one never came?
I like that.
Yeah, that just came to me right when I was looking at it. Instead of Chrissy Chaos, how about Chrissy Gayos?
Yeah, I like Chrissy Chaos. How about Chrissy Gayos?
Yeah, Chrissy Gayos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, cuz you were in Miami this weekend with Sergio. And the good thing about Sergio, what's interesting about Sergio and having a beautiful friendship as we do with Sergio is we bring him with us to work with us, to give him, we are getting these beautiful opportunities and we want our close friends like Sergio to share with us in these beautiful opportunities. And he's put at the finest hotels on flights and, just the finest clubs. And he acts like he doesn't want to be there at all. And he acts like we're annoying him.
You actually feel like you're opening for him.
Yes.
That's what it's like.
That's what it is with Sergio.
Yeah. He'll say something like, when you're driving, I had to park in the parking lot 1 block from the hotel because it was his birthday on September 11th. So I wanted to get a nice hotel on the beach. Right. Instead of staying in Doral.
Yeah.
So we got a nice hotel on the beach. I took him to dinners and stuff like that. But he'll say stuff like when we're driving past the hotel, he'll say, "Can you just drop me off while you go park?"
Yeah.
So he just wants to get dropped off and for me to go by myself and park the car and walk. Because he's like, I really don't feel like doing that walk, Pa. I need a glass of water.
Yeah. He needs to get right. Or how many times I've been trying to, walk in through a back door because there's people, you don't want to, you want to just get in, start to prepare for the show, and he'll have to stop and smoke a cigarette. And then I'll have to stand out there with him. And then people start coming up to me. And then it's all because of him.
Right. It's just, he does what he wants to do. He's like, pull over, I need a coffee. Because if you don't, you got to get him the right amount. It's like you're constantly monitoring his moods.
Right.
So if he's got to wake up and he's got to run about 16 miles till his toes bleed.
Right.
He needs to run and then he can almost get into a good mood.
Yeah.
4 coffees in 16 miles. Yeah. And then you might have a pleasant surge.
Or what about the times when you bring him on the road, as I did, and we had shows in Boston, and then the next night we had shows in Maine, and because he wanted to eat too much Chinese food, he got some type of stomach parasite and had to miss all of the shows in Boston. Vomiting, was actually in the hospital, and then I took him to Maine with me, and he was able to do the show in Maine. And then when he sent me an invoice, he invoiced me for the shows that he missed in Boston. And then you just got to pay him because you just got to do it. Because like, oh, I was with you, Pop.
Yeah.
I was away from my family.
And do you remember?
And you just got to deal with it.
When we all went to Providence and I went with you guys?
Yeah.
And he got sick, and then I had to open.
And then you had to open because he
got sick. He was just like, I got sick, and he had to go to the hospital, and then he didn't pay the bill there either.
How many times do we take this guy on the road? He just has to go to the hospital.
He just got to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
You got to constantly keep him. It's you.
Temperature's got to be good. You got to keep him at the right temperature. It's almost like the snakes in his cage. You got to be keeping at the exact right temperature. That's perfect. Sergio in real life.
That is a perfect. He needs the perfect circumstance. If it's a little too hot out, he's going to complain about walking.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, let's take a stroll, and he's going to go no.
Yeah.
He'll go no. And he's got it. You're in the car and you're listening to something, and he goes, this is gay music. And then he'll put on some rap, And, he'd be like, have you heard Ghostface Killer's? And then he'll start telling me Ghostface Killer's lyrics like I care at all.
Yeah, I don't care at all.
He does it like news. He's like, have you heard about this beef between... I'm like, no, dude. I'm an adult. I'm not thinking about rap beefs.
Yeah.
What are you, 16?
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Are you buying Word Up magazine and following what's going on with 50 Cent? I mean, fucking what's going on? And he says his daughter doesn't like rap as much as him. It's like, grow up.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be fucking listening to rap around your daughter.
Yeah, and I don't know why I'll take you to these nice, beautiful theaters where we have all these people here to see us, and you're wearing cargo pants and Roberto Clemente jersey.
He loves that Roberto Clemente.
He wears that Roberto Clemente jersey too much. I want to get him a new jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what about the time for his birthday? I was in San Francisco. I took him to this beautiful Chinese food restaurant. He just complained about how much sodium was in the food.
Yeah. He takes advantage of the fact that he knows we love him and we're bringing him because he's our friend. And also, he could take or leave being there. Yeah. It's not his main thing. He likes doing comedy, but he's a boxing fitness instructor. He's got another career.
Even with all this, it's like I'm going to take him on for the rest of the tour with me. Just take him as much as I can.
He just could take it or leave it. And this is what he also do, right? So before the show on Friday night, because he was a former cocaine addict, he needs about 15 shots of coffee in order to feel alive.
Yeah.
In order to feel a little juice. So in Miami, he had like 3 Cuban coffees, 2 espressos. So then when I picked him up, first of all, he's gone. I'm like, we got to go. We're running late because you know me. I'm not too organized.
Yeah.
I'm like, where are you? He's like, I'm at the coffee shop. I'm like, where? He's like, pick me up. So I got to go pick him up.
Right.
Some coffee shop. And he's like, I got you a double shot. And I'm like, okay, I'll do a double shot. This is about 7 p.m. I didn't get to bed till 6 a.m. the next day.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I can't do a double shot.
Thing with Sergio, when we used to save money, because it used to make him pay for his flight and pay him, primo freaking feature pay, so we'd have to stay in the same hotel room. He falls asleep within 90 seconds. You'll be talking to him, you'll get back, you want to maybe, debrief the day, chill with your boy a little bit, and then you look over and he's fully passed out in 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Snoring.
All he did was make me feel bad about how early the flight was on Sunday.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because usually he'll be upset that I booked it a little later.
Right.
So it's like you just can't win.
You can't win with Sergio.
You just got to make sure Sergio's comfortable. In fact, that's what I'm going to start calling my tour. My next tour is going to be hopefully Sergio's comfortable.
Yeah, called Sergio's Comfortable. The Sergio's Comfortable Tour. Speaking of live dates, on Monday, we are doing a live History Hyenas show at the Comedy Cellar. So go to comedycellar.com, go to historyhyenasisback.com, Comedy Cellar, September 22nd. I believe the show is almost sold out, so go if you want to see us live. And then let us know what topic you want. Why don't we let the fans pick the topic this time?
You pick it. And also, November 12th, just announced we will be at the Crown Hill Theater for the New York Comedy Festival in Brooklyn, New York. That's Wednesday, November 12th, 8 p.m. Tickets are on sale now, so go get them. I don't know where they're on sale, but if you Google that, you can find tickets.
Yeah, just Google that. Yeah, we got to get that up on our sites because it's just one of those things where we are on about 50 emails with the promoter, and Yannis and I haven't responded to one of them.
No, we just have not.
We just have not because I'm just at a point in my life where I'm just going to say, let nature take its course.
Yeah.
If we'll do the show, if it happens, and if not, then we won't do it, and we're just going to keep moving forward, baby.
We're going to move forward.
Your hair looks good.
So do you. Did I tell you that you look just the right amount of weight today?
I appreciate that.
Yeah. You're an anomaly. You don't look like a guy that a comment like that would affect you, but that's who we are. We're sensitive guys.
It's not even that. It's that people make comments. I've just realized that everybody is most people, 99% of people are looking for some way, even through a compliment, to take you down so they could feel up.
Right.
That is just what human beings do. How can I make you feel bad? And sometimes you don't even realize it. I used to do it. At times. A comedian would be, very successful. And I'd be like, well, they're doing great, but it's like, they don't have kids. It's so hard. And it's like, what am I really saying there? What I'm really saying is, I'm not doing as well as them because of this reason.
Right.
So it's like, you got to catch that and just be like, if you're going to say something, have it just be a genuine compliment, nothing about you at all.
Right. Well, let's get to the bottom of what's going on.
Because when I say that you look handsome, I genuinely mean it, and I'm telling you, I'm this close to flipping gay. I've been teetering now for the past 2 weeks. I've been teetering, and Jazz has noticed it.
Well, can I also just say, can we just be honest for a second?
I want you to. This is what we call honest, Yannis.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, Giannis, for a second. You do what you got to do. We're in this business.
Yeah, and Nick looks like Jasmine's sister.
He does a little bit. Actually,
He looks like Jasmine's sister.
because it looks like you brought one of her cousins that you were scheduled to watch.
Nick has got absolutely gorgeous freaking hair.
Yeah.
And I definitely saw him dressed up yesterday at the Renaissance Fair because I went.
I know you
And I'm going to
did.
talk to you about it.
Yeah, let's
Go
talk
tell
about that next. But let's just be honest. I'm going to
Be honest with me, baby.
You're in this business. We're in this business. You're nice. We got to be nice. We got to make people laugh. We got to do these things. We got to do these things.
Yeah.
But there was just a part of you when you saw that comment that you wish that person said that to you in person so you could take their head clean fucking off.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Let's just not hide
Yeah.
that anger and rage.
Yeah.
Sometimes is an emotion that's appropriate.
Yes.
And people just need to get socked in the head.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because that person who came up to you and said that you're too skinny is going to go, oh, it's Chrissy. Chrissy's nice. Chrissy,
Yeah.
chaos. But then you go, listen, cuz,
Yeah.
I want to take your head clean off.
Clean
I want
off.
to fucking treat you like Marius Scott's
Yeah.
and take your head clean
off.
fucking off.
That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody really annoyed me yesterday at the Renaissance Fair. They came up to me and they just, I forgot what they said, but they said something kind of like, oh, are you that guy? What's your name again, that guy? And it started to piss me off. And then I noticed he had cauliflower ear. And I said, my name's Christopher Distefano. What can I do for you, sir?
I do appreciate that once in a while when someone gets a little comfortable and they say something and
Right.
the guy just says, hey, listen, I understand. I love when a guy calmly goes, hey, I listen to what you said and
Right.
understand. I knew you were joking, whatever. But here's the situation. I'll take your head clean off.
Clean
then
off.
you see the guy go, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
It's just, we need that in
need that.
society. You just need that.
And I had to write it down. I had to write it down on the way in. I had to remind myself to get back on the beam, and I had to write down some of the things that I live by. I had to remember that to forgive yourself and others. I remember, my friends, you have to release anger and guilt to move forward. Remember that, my friends. I also had to remind myself to renew yourself daily. My friends, take time to rest, reflect, and reset. That is very important, my friends. Spread love wherever you go, my friends. You never know whose life you will touch. My friends, be a good listener. Wisdom often comes from unexpected sources. And last but not least, my friends, welcome obstacles, challenges, or opportunities in disguise. Never forget this, my friend.
Yes.
So that is what sometimes you need to just calm down and just do that. Sometimes you need to calm down and do that and kind of just accept that your life is not going to be as fun as Charlie Sheen's, but you still might wind up with AIDS.
Sometimes
That's just what it
just
is.
how it happens.
That's just how it happens.
Sometimes
Charlie
you-
Sheen lived a fun life.
Yeah, sometimes you spin the wheel and you have a great time at the casino, but you do leave with AIDS.
Yeah.
It happens.
微上吸引
It's not guaranteed you won't leave without AIDS.
Now, you'll never come with me to medieval times or the Renaissance
I thought you were
Fair.
going to say you're never going to come with me.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to simultaneously dock.
You would never come with me to Renaissance Fair and medieval times. You're never going to do it because I went yesterday and I want to go again next weekend.
Well, here's the thing that's great about us. The thing that we have in common is we both love to prance.
Yeah.
We both love to stroll.
Yeah.
Okay. We both love history. So that's what we have in common. When we're strolling for history, that's good.
Yeah.
But after the history tour is done, we go separate ways.
That's what it is.
I
Yeah.
go to a museum
Yeah.
and prance around
Yeah.
like a girl.
Yeah.
And you go to the Renaissance Fair and prance around like a finger sniffer.
Because you know what your new name is?
What?
J.D. Prance.
I'm JD Prance.
Yeah.
I went to the
And I'm
Renaissance.
Prance Bass. Because we're J.D. Prance and Prance Bass, and together we Prance Big.
Those are our AKAs right there.
Yeah.
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 I am JD Prance and you're Prance Vance. And when we get together, we prance history. But then after the history tour, you go to the Renaissance Fair. I've been
Yeah.
there with you once.
Yeah. And you came for my birthday.
I came for, and I got to say that there was probably nothing I enjoyed less.
Yeah.
It was one of the things I enjoyed the least in my life.
wanted to get out of there.
I wanted to get out of there. The people there are gross.
Yeah.
The people there are sweaty.
Yeah.
They're fat.
Yeah.
They got uniforms on from the past, and it's not like fun uniforms. It's nothing cute. It's not a red coat.
Yeah.
It's not a Hugo Boss outfit.
No.
It's not like, it's like they're dressed like ghouls.
Yeah.
Like it's a J.R. Tolkien book.
Yes,
I
that's
mean,
it.
what do you like about that?
That's all it is. I just like because it feels like I'm going back in time. I like people talking with little ancient accents, and I do feel that I lived during that time. I feel one of my personalities, one of my lives, I must have lived during that time because I feel a deep connection to that and colonial America. You put me in a Renaissance Fair or colonial Williamsburg, I'm very, very happy. That's what I think. And then my recent life was, of course, being German because I got very happy in Germany. Yeah. I think I died in Germany in the 40s. I think I died in the American Revolutionary War. And I also think I lived and died in some type of maybe King Henry VIII's medieval England.
Yeah, I think the door that you have in your little sane room is a little too thin.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
I think you could. I think we need to. It needs a metal reinforced door.
Right.
You know, like fire code.
Yeah.
For when like you have your boiler and then the fire code makes you put a metal door there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a wood door there that's protecting you from like to go. If you open that door, it's insanity.
Yeah.
That door is a little too. It's a little too flimsy.
it's a little too flimsy.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about previous lives that you think you had. Should I be worried?
Yeah.
Because when are we just going to cave in and get you a dose? Should I get you a dose for your birthday?
I'd like a dose for my birthday.
Yeah, next
a belated
birthday,
gift.
Yeah, I'd like to.
What about for Christmas?
I just want to show up with a Zoloft prescription. Yeah. By the way, I have your fucking housewarming gift in my car. And I left it in the car, and I'm not going to tell the truth. It's been in there for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I have it in the car, but I'm so out of it, I can't remember to carry it into the studio.
Because do you know how I always set alarms to text people, check in with them and all that? I have 17 alarms set on my phone at all times. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to just start setting alarms.
I do have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you take a little walk to the car,
I'll walk with you because
I'll
you got to
give
get
you your
roof cleaned
gift.
after.
Yeah, I got to get my roof cleaned a little bit. Yeah. So, but I have your gift, and it's going to sit on a table, and that's what classy people do.
Yeah.
Is they have books that they never read on the coffee table.
Yeah.
That's just something I'm sure
what it
Jazz knows that.
Yeah.
It's what we all do because we're all pretentious pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And that's just what rich people do.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that there's just books on the table and they're there for the look?
Yeah, I got a book on my table right now. It's called Italian Chic.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It's all in Italian.
Yeah, my wife went and got a couple books from Marshall's, and she said these will just look great under the mirror by the door.
Yeah, it's
and
just what
they're there for decoration.
It's there for purely decorative. Because you're a kid that. Oh yeah, you know what? Right after this, we're gonna get into Yanni's reading habits. Yanni, you're a kid that likes to read. You're a kid that reads a lot of books. Now, what's your deal? Because I find I can't read book. Like I've been trying to read this book, The British Are Coming, about the Revolutionary War for like 4 years. And I can't read more than 10 pages and I don't read it for 6 months.
Maybe it's a bad book.
Well, but that's most books for me. You think it's because the phone like the time when I'm dicking off on my phone or watching SportsCenter over and over and over again, you're reading a book.
No, that's not necessarily the case.
So then how do you read so many books?
I don't read so many books.
But you've read a lot of books.
I've read books in the past, but since I've had kids, I don't read any books.
Zero.
I can't. I haven't read a book in a long time. Jesse reads a lot.
So how do you read books, Jesse? What's your strategy?
I read in the morning when I first wake up.
Got it.
Yeah.
Now it's just habit.
It's just habit. Yeah, I spend about a half hour in bed and I just read. Yeah.
So even this morning.
Yeah, I got an idea for you. You should just start with simpler books.
Okay.
Like an easy book. Just start with an easy book to get you in the flow.
Yeah.
Like, pick like something simple, like an autobiography, something that's written for
because The British Are Coming is a great book, but it's first of all the word there's some of it is like in Old English, it feels like, and the words are so microscopic on the page.
You get a Kindle too. Kindle is a great way to read because you can make the words really big.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm reading Al Pacino's autobiography right now. You might love it. It's super easy. And if you love the movies, you kind of takes you back there and you get in the habit of reading.
Yeah, like I was trying to read the Jekyll Island about the Federal Reserve. You ever read that one?
Yeah, this shit sounds dense, bro.
Too much, right?
Yeah. Maybe start with Big Dumb Eyes by Nate Bargatze.
Yeah.
Start with that, and that's a good, or a comedian's book. Just start something.
But I like to learn in a book. That's why I'm always trying to educate myself on the book, but then I think I learn more watching documentaries.
Well, you can listen to books. I listen to books too.
Like podcasts.
More dense shit I listen to.
Right.
I read a lot on the internet. Like I'll read articles all night, all day. I'll read articles. I'm constantly reading on the internet.
So you're very, very, very seldomly just scrolling mindlessly.
I'm
always reading.
It's always learning. I'm like learning. I'm always talking to. If I'm talking to AI, it's like I'm exploring something, learning something.
Right.
Yeah. I'm always want to learn shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe I got to just do that.
Yeah. But you do that a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do that a lot too. Maybe there's just no problem with you.
Maybe
there's just no problem right now.
Yeah.
Maybe there's
That's
you
true.
know what I learned? You know what I learned is a big one?
Yeah.
That they, in the mental health community, that they've figured out is they think a big theory is anxiety is you feel like if you're not, if anxiety is like a cure for loneliness. Like, in other words, like when nobody else is around, you start turning the wheels so you don't feel so alone. So it's like, it's an old friend. You're going like, oh, you're there again. So things are happening.
Right.
Like you're scared to sit with yourself because you feel like if you sit with yourself, you'll just vanish or you'll disappear, or you'll float into nothing. But when really the truth is when you sit with yourself, everything else becomes more vibrant, you know? The breeze blowing, everything.
Well, that's why
it's like a loneliness thing.
I used to realize, and I don't do this as much anymore unless I need to, but I used to realize a habit that I would have is if I was driving, I would always have to call someone. I would be on the phone with someone the whole drive, probably because it felt lonely because I'm alone in the car. And especially if it's dark on a dark road, I'm always looking behind to see if somebody jumped in the back seat.
Right, you never know.
I would always do that. You know me, I would always try to drive with the lights on. A lot of times I would drive with my light on. What do you call that? Interior car light. And then a lot of times in the middle of drive, I've already been driving for 2 hours. I'll never forget. I was doing like Salem State University. It was a really dark road, and I put my car flashlight on and just check, make sure no one's in the back seat. And then there's certain highways in Connecticut, like I won't go if I'm coming down from Boston and go home. I won't go down. I think the Merritt Parkway in Connecticut. I won't go down because there's no lights. I have to stay on 995 because it's a little bit more lit up.
Yeah. Now here's the funny thing about
Chris.
Chris.
It's just what it is, right?
He jokes a lot. He tells a lot of stuff, but when I saw some of that stuff, when you did it, I thought it was a joke.
Right.
Like, I thought you weren't doing it seriously. So, and now that I know it's true, that, I do support dosage.
It's just a little dose, right?
Well, we all have our things, but I remember the first time I was in Chris's apartment and he took a shit with the door open.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a joke, and I was going, "Where are you doing it?" He's like, "I just don't want to be in the room by myself."
Yeah.
And then he was also running the water, and I go, "Why do you do that?" And he goes, "It's just a little childhood anxiety, so you're aware.
Yeah.
But you need to run the water."
Yeah, that's why all the showers in my house, nobody has shower curtains. Everyone's got clear. And if you won't do that, then we'll just take a shower with no curtain.
Right. Because
in my room, and the kids, obviously whatever they want. Yeah, the rest of the family. But in my shower, it's either fully because I couldn't keep pulling the curtain back. You know what I mean?
So you were scared as a kid. You must have been scared as a kid.
Something must have happened that I blocked out.
Yeah.
Big. Something must have happened.
Yeah. Now, what happens if it's a ghost in the car, though? Because you can't really see ghosts, but you can feel their presence.
So, right. So
and they do like to crawl in the cars.
So they crawl in the cars.
Because if you notice, ghosts are always in somewhere.
So
even though nobody ever gets, how come a field never gets haunted?
Right.
It's always my house is haunted.
Right.
Yeah. The ghost doesn't have a body. Why does it need to be inside?
Yeah. So ghosts don't I'm kind of over that now. They don't scare me as much anymore. But the dark, what I've told you, it took me a couple of weeks, but I do frequently go in the basement now. I didn't for the first 2-3 weeks. I wouldn't go down.
Huge.
So
you went into the part of your house that you were scared of.
This morning I woke up at 5:15 in the morning, and where I live, is not a lot of lights around. So 5:15 in the morning. And I was laying there till about 5:45 because I wanted to wake up early to go to the gym. And I said, and it took me about 20, 30 minutes just to get up the courage to go up and brush my teeth because it was fully dark out.
That's scary.
So then I brushed my teeth, and then I said, okay, and then I got fully dressed for the gym, and I said, how am I going to get from the bedroom down to the car?
That's a real dilemma.
Because I don't have lights on the outside of the property yet. Floodlight is out, but they're going to come and fix it. Because I don't know how to fix it, the floodlight.
Right,
so I said, how am I going to get down to the car? And then thank God Jazz woke up, and I asked Jazz if she could watch me go into the car, and she did, and I made it to the gym. That's why it's important to have a wife.
That's why it's important to have a wife. It's also
it helps you.
That's why this podcast is very important, because there's a lot of people out there struggling with that type of dilemma. How do I get from my room to the car without lights being fully on, without a floodlight?
Yeah, because
this is something people face all the time.
And there's a lot of times where it blows my mind how my little daughter, both of my daughters,
can do that.
My 4-year-old and my 10-year-old will walk from their room and sometimes crawl into our bed in the middle of the night. And I say, how are those girls getting there with no lights on? They must be terrified. Yeah, because I wouldn't be able to go to their room.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night.
Right.
Even if I heard them calling for me, I would say, you're going to have to wake up Mom.
So
I can't. I'd be paralyzed with fear.
So, cuz, how do you think they're doing it?
I don't know. Maybe because they have a kid's brain and it hasn't formed fully yet. But once it forms fully, I don't know how they're going to go through a house in the dark. Maybe I have to turn on all the lights when I go down the stairs.
I see what you're saying. So you're basically saying they're so young that through their own naivety, they don't know how dangerous walking from one room to the other is yet.
In the dark.
Right.
Yeah. Anybody could pop out. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've thought that, but people don't think about that a lot. When you're going from one bedroom to the other, anything can happen in that hallway.
Yeah.
I mean, ghosts could come out.
Anybody could pop
People
out.
that you didn't know were there.
Yeah,
animals.
Or if you have a lot of windows in your house like I do, you could just look over one day and somebody could just be staring at you on the other side of that window, and it might even be you, and that's even scarier.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can go wrong.
A lot of things that can happen. Yeah. You know, hotel rooms. I don't know how people sleep with, you know, at least the bathroom light has to stay on and the TV.
Right.
People, but like I'll sometimes, my mother has told me she lives in that house all by herself and she'll just sleep, no lights on, no TV.
Yeah.
And I don't know how she does that.
Has there ever been a time you've been in a hotel and the TV wasn't working and
I'll watch my phone. I'll watch Colin Quinn's specials on my phone.
Okay, so what if those go out? Have you ever knocked on another person's door and say, "Can I climb into your bed?"
I've never done that, but I have said that I have kind of said that I make less money than I actually did to Sergio, so I could convince him to sleep in my room, and I could get a double queen.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've said that I can't afford to get your own hotel room, but that was a lie.
This is great that it's helping people out there who struggle with going from one room to the other.
Yeah.
Because it's something that people won't talk about.
Right.
But some people do have ghosts in their hallway, and you need to pay attention. Is there any way to exterminate? Is there any way to get rid of all the bad spirits that may be in the hallway?
I mean, honestly,
has there ever been one there?
So far, no.
So
there hasn't ever been a ghost there. There are some dings that are running around.
How much data does your nervous system need to know that you're safe?
I don't,
because at this point you got 40 years of data.
Because I remember when I was watching I never forget, I was getting my hair cut from my boy Stefano in Panache Salon, 3rd Avenue. Stefano got the golden clippers.
Yeah, he's got the golden clippers, half Italian, half Greek. He's one of my favorite kids.
He's a great kid.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was watching at that time the Ted Bundy documentary, and he's cut my hair, and he was like, "So what are you watching? Anything good?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm watching that Ted Bundy documentary. It really freaks me out." He was like, "Why?" And I was like, "I don't know." It was like, you know, sometimes you think, like, even though he's dead, like, what if there was another serial killer out there like him? You know, he'll get you. And he was like, "Wouldn't you just throw him through a fucking wall if he came up behind you?"
Yeah.
He was like, "You're a big guy.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just hurt him?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I never thought about that."
Yeah, so
He's like, "You're worried about Ted Bundy."
Yeah.
He was like, if that guy ever came up to me, it was like, I forgot what he said, but he said something funny. And I was just like, oh, right. Like, other guys don't get nervous about other guys taking them down like a serial killer because they're like, they just assume, oh, I'll overpower you.
Right.
But I forget that I can overpower people because people call me skinny in the comments.
Yeah, I don't even think a serial killer would mark you.
I've never been beat up or jumped once in my life.
Yeah.
Because kids are like, he's too big.
Yeah, he's just a big kid.
Why would I try to do that?
Why would I try to do that? They usually go for smaller targets, especially serial killers.
Right.
Yeah, they're just not going to attack you. But I think what happens is you have the feelings that you had as a kid and you just like are stuck there.
Right, never got out of it.
You don't realize that you're a big kid with a big head. Nobody can, I don't even
I could throw a nice right.
Yeah, I mean, you could throw a nice right. You're a big kid. I mean, we're not small kids anymore.
No.
I mean, you're a 6'1" kid, 270.
No, I'm 2.
I just wanted to make a joke to get you insecure.
Oh, yeah.
Because I knew you'd react like that and correct me.
Yeah. No, I'm 212 as of this morning.
Yeah. Me and you are the same weight. That's not good because I'm an inch and a half shorter than you.
Yeah, it's what it is. But have you been, let me ask you this, have you been trying to rein in your diet?
No.
At all? Have you been trying to eat less peats? Have you been doing what you're supposed to do? Or you just been up in the zin and up in the peats?
Yeah, why would I do that? Why would I do something that's good for me?
Because
I need to change.
Yeah.
I need change.
You're a 50-year-old fucker.
I need to shoot that beam. I need to shoot that beam. I need to mainline that beam.
Yeah, you need to
I'm not mainlining the beam. Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, can I just give a quick shout out and I want to discourage any fans from doing this, but the fan who came to my show at Theater at MSJ and who was definitely intoxicated, so I know that, but who on 7th Avenue pulled down his pants and bent over and screamed that his asshole also was a USB port. I swear that's true. There was witnesses there that saw that. And I mean, the kid just did that. And I just want to say it was funny, but don't do that again.
Yeah.
He spread his ass on 7th Avenue.
Kids get excited.
And he said his asshole was a USB port.
Kids are fans. Yeah, he's a fan. It's what it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it is. Yeah, and shout out to the kid who came in Miami. We had great weekends.
Great weekends.
It was big. MSG's big. Do you feel better now? You made it all in your head like it was this anxious thing, but it was actually a great time.
Yeah.
It's a great benchmark.
Yes.
It's a big venue.
And I wrote something down because sometimes you got to write down your feelings. because I wrote down my feelings September 12th. I said, what did I say? I wrote down my feelings and I said, okay, Chris, you did good last night. This show felt like a bookend moment for us. When we did Radio City and theater at MSG 2 years ago, things were going so well, and then we sold our house a month later, and then our life really started to get a little turned upside down, right? Career felt stalled, we put on weight, things with Jazz got bad. But as time went on, we worked to get back to a much better place, the place that we feel like we're in right now, and doing show at that same spot, theater as MSG, where we felt the downfall kind of
If you're going to write to yourself and refer to yourself in the third person, you're going to have to check for grammar.
It's just what it is. And I said, doing that show at the same spot, theater at MSG, where we felt the downfall kind of began, felt like a full circle moment for us in a positive way. That's what I want to myself.
That's a kid who's sitting down to process his emotions.
Yeah. Now, is it okay that I was talking to myself and calling us?
Yeah, well, that's where I get a little worried.
Yeah, because there may be a
You
couple
said
of
we,
people-
yeah.
Because my name is Prance Bass, a.k.a. Chrissy Milligan.
You might have multiple personalities. No, you're a kid who journaled his feelings, and that's very progressive, and that's very gay, and in the neighborhood you come from, that's very, very gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very...
Because I'm A.O. Chrissy.
You're A.O. Chrissy.
I'm A-OK.
Yeah, you're A-OK, AOC, A.O. Chrissy.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's why me, you, and Sergio are friends, right? Because Sergio's a kid who journals. He'll go beat up a drug dealer,
yes,
and then he'll journal about it.
And then he'll journal, and then he'll text you something like, "Good morning, beloved.
Yeah.
Peace, beloved."
Yeah,
and
peace,
then he'll
beloved.
talk to you about something that he wants you to believe that he came up with, but then you kind of just put it in ChatGPT and you realize he's reading the Quran.
Yeah, he's reading
It's
the
what
Quran.
you realize he's reading the Quran now on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And he's just texting you things that are directly from the Quran, and it's just what it is.
Yeah, or he's quoting Che. And that's just what the kid is. He's just a communist kid.
He's a communist
He
kid.
told me, he said, yeah, I said, when you went to Cuba, did you hate it? He was like, no, and he avoids the question because he's a snob too.
Yes.
He's a snob too. Like
Yep.
we said, he likes the perfect temperature and all this type of stuff and good food and all that stuff. But then when it comes to asking about Cuba, I'll say, well, was there anything there that turned you off? And he'll just avoid the question.
Yeah.
He'll avoid the question, and then I'll say, I understand what you're saying. It's a great idea, but why do so many people want to flee there?
Yeah.
And then he'll say, those are the ones you hear about.
Right.
He's like, everyone else loves it.
Right.
So that's just
He's just
what
a snob.
he does.
Yeah, he's just a snob.
He's a snob.
And it's what it is. It's Sergio Chacon.
Yeah.
Instead of Chicone, it's Chacon. And yeah, so sometimes you just got to just check in with yourself. But then you were in Miami, so you also have full circle moments because you told me, cuz that this may be the last time you're going to Miami now for a little while.
Yeah, we did more recent, but now it's like I do it for like 10 minutes at the end. And Miami's, I haven't done her since the last time I was in Miami. And it's fun doing her because people there love it. And it's fun doing her because you can say a lot of crazy shit when you're in a costume.
Sure.
But it just feels like, I don't want to do it anymore.
You know, so you
I
think
just don't want to do it anymore.
Maurice's going to retire? You're saying? Or Miami? What do you mean?
No, not Miami. I love Miami.
I love Miami.
Miami. I love Miami. I'm a New York Miami.
Did you go to Chug's Diner? I kept telling Sergio to go to Chug's Diner.
No, we didn't go there.
Okay.
I love Miami. I just don't feel like. I mean, the characters. Like I've said everything that needs to be said.
Was it the Miami Improv, the one down
Miami
by the
Improv.
airport?
Yeah.
It's a great club.
It's a great club. Love Justin and Melissa.
Yes.
Wow, they've been there forever.
The great club.
They run a great club.
I did it New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
It's great.
He was wearing a Chrissy Chaos shirt.
Was he?
Yeah, on
What it is?
the first night, Thursday night.
Yeah.
I got history with I've been, I love Melissa and Justin.
You've been going to the Miami Improv for what, 10 years?
12 years, 12,
Right.
13 years. He's been there for 20.
You were even there when it was not at that
It
location.
was in Coconut Grove.
What that time? Coconut Grove is my favorite part of Miami. Is that where you stayed, in Coconut Grove?
No, we stayed at the beach. We
What
stayed
hotel?
at Mid Beach.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Nice.
It was nice. We had a good time. It's always a good time. I love Miami. Miami, to me, if you ask me, I'm a New York, Miami. Those are my two cities. I love both those cities. Those are my two. I could live in Miami.
Right.
But I'd rather live in New York. But Miami's the spot. I like to go away for a couple days, go to Miami. I love the Latin flavor. I love the culture. It's the most diverse place. All the Latin cultures. They're just fun. The
And you
women
know
are
your way
beautiful.
around Miami
I know
now.
my way around a little bit. It's just a great place. It's a full city now.
Did you go to, was one go to Miami. I know they have a chain, but there's a place for breakfast I love going there. Is it called what the hell is it called? Oh, Pura Vida?
No, we went
Pura
to this place,
Vida.
Cafe Bastille, down in South Beach. It was delicious. We went to this Greek spot. A little underwhelming. I'm just being honest.
Well, Greeks are not really going to Miami.
There's Greeks there, but the Greek restaurant is just a
Want to
little
go to
underwhelming.
Milos in New York?
Yeah.
I want to go to Mito.
Yeah. We went to a couple good restaurants. We had some Cuban food. We had a good time. Serge worked out.
You didn't work out with Serge?
I didn't work out with Serge, no.
Did you work out at all?
I did not.
So you're okay. See, that's another thing I have is a lot of FOMO. Like if Sergio was working out or anybody, if you were going for a walk and I really want to sleep, I would say, I got to be out there. I got to live. I'm only going to live once. You got to wake up. But you're okay just being like, you do what you need to do. I want to do what I want to do.
Sometimes I want to go. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. There's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with me. We're just people.
We're just people that we're just living.
What do you say? We're just two pieces of the pie. We're all parts of the pie.
We're all bees in the same hive.
We're all bees in the same hive.
Remember, if you want to comment out there on social media something bad, just remember you can't hurt someone else without hurting yourself.
That's exactly
Just remember this. And also, before we get to the Patreon names, I just want to shout out one who we missed, and they've emailed us several times, and I'll just read you right now. Corinne Fisher must be pissed that Hassan Minaj won the primary.
It's hilarious.
That's a Patreon name.
That's hilarious.
And I think probably, maybe, is it good enough for a list?
That is a very inside, so I would give it a Drexler.
You would give that a Drexler?
It's a very inside, yeah.
So, of course, as always, at the end of every episode, we go to patreon.com/historyhyenas. That's where all the fun and flavor is. You get extra bonus episodes there. But really, in addition to the bonus episodes that you get, which everybody's Patreon gives you, it's great. We're off the rails in there, but it gives you a chance as a fan in this very, very, very kind of PC, what kind of world is it? What am I, it's kind of like a caged in world out there. Patreon.com/historyhyenas. You can be the person you were 10 years ago. You could say whatever you want. You could be free. Work's not going to find out. You just let loose. You want to be trans on there? Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Nick's on our Patreon.
Yeah. What you want to do, if you want to tune out, tune into us.
That's what.
Tune out, tune in, have a good time.
Yep.
We're here to just have a good time.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's why we did this episode today. Things are getting a little heavy out there. So we just wanted to just have a nice episode and just connect with each other.
Perfect time to go to patreon.com/historyhyenas because literally, there's nothing to worry about. There is zero anxiety there. I have zero anxiety there. It's just the most fun place for us. So the newest members of the Matriarchy, as always, when you join, we'll read out your name. Tyler Nickham. Then we got the United Israels of America. Dusty, Javier, James Rose, Sean Morin, Mike, Michelle's balls. Fun. Now Fumes can't leave.
Now it's Hughes can't leave.
Now it's Fumes can't leave.
Let's list it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we call. Okay, you know what that is? That's a Kwame Brown.
Okay.
Meaning it came out early. We don't know how it's going to do.
Right.
But
got
it's highly touted.
Highly touted right now.
Yeah.
Bradley Waitling, banged a girl from China. A lanternfly.
Because of the lanternflies.
Yeah.
Did he kill it?
I guess he did.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the lanternflies, I just want to let everyone know that we do know that those, the government is telling us to kill them, but we know they're from China, and we know that they're telling us to kill them because they probably are some type of recording device or spy. It's not a regular bug.
I'm starting to worry about your roof.
Yeah. There's no way that they told us to kill them because they're eating the plants.
I think they're bad. They're a pest. I think they're not indigenous. So sometimes when you But
I think that they have recording devices.
Okay, well that too. The government is watching you.
Yeah.
What's funny is they're so beautiful you don't want to kill them.
I don't want to kill them at all.
They're so pretty to look at.
Jared Waters. Jared and Samantha. Jewish guy, so tell me why. Walked into one.
You walked
Can't
into
do it.
one.
Carson Ogle. Then we got Debo's booster seat is for the table.
Put him on the list.
On the list.
Yeah.
There we go. Jesse the Sensei. New World Orphan.
Chicken finger.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yanni, Franks, and Post Hominous Beans.
Post hominous beans?
Post hominous beans, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean dead beans?
Guess.
Yanni Franks and post hominous beans?
Mohammed Lowe, the Eastern Hemi Muzzy. Harriet Tubman, the original Night Mover. Kevin. Mariel Teschlong, Cameron Hostetl, Grassy Knoll, Pakistani Mom, Indian Dad, Matthew Flynn, Sam, Eduardo Ailman, I sling trash for NYC so I can tolerate the fumes. Okay?
Yeah, he built up a tolerance.
Yeah. Andrew M., squint your eyes and say, I hot.
Gotcha.
Ladder 14.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right.
Walked into one.
Yeah. Chrissy's Leroy free Zillow listings.
威上吸引
That. Hunter Biden's crank pipe. RA. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Adopting Palestinian child can be hard, but oh,
威
God,
上吸引
Jesus Christ.
Ladder 14.
Grayson, Andrew, Back in Black, Melted Six, Chapadones, Alyssa. Why does Joe Rogan look like he's hiding the nuclear codes between his butt cheeks every time someone makes a joke on his show?
Chicken finger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we got Horn Pub, hashtag screwed in. Pornhub.
Mm-hmm.
Half Ding Ding, half Ling Ling. Call me Ding Xiaoping. Okay. Rob C. Peter. Oh, you know what?
威上吸引
Why does racism make people very
It's
creative?
just what it's probably
Yeah.
it's been from the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Duck sauce was a banger. Nothing but a G ding.
Nothing but what?
Nothing but a G ding.
G-ding.
Wepa in the morning cured my anxiety. AOC's tits make my pee spit. Yeah.
I'm going to put that on the list.
All right.
Make my pee spit is very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malk, my ex used to give me 3 throat pies a day. I miss her.
Drexler.
Drexler. Jay.
Roll pies.
Charles Adams Apple.
Uh-huh.
Terrell Torres. Gluyix gooey seed spray for Sarah Silverman with consent. Kettle Black Ding Detector, Will Rodriguez, Brian Rieger, Native American Jew, a.k.a. Dances with Frisbees. Hayford, Butt Sexer, Julian Schnoot, It's Bath Time and I'm a Hungry, Hungry Hippo. Robot with Human Hair.
Wait, that's a good one. It's an inside one.
It's Bath Time and I'm a Hungry, Hungry
So
Hippo.
if you know the show, you puts under. I'm going to give it a Drexler.
That's how Yanni would go down on High School Girlfriends. J.C. Chavez. Okay.
J.C. Chavez from NSYNC.
Yeah.
It could be the real him.
Brandon Basford, Timothy Malley, Jalen Howell, Clem Turner, Diddy Man, The Dark Dick Rises, Christopher Nista, Tolga Unur, Bean Monkey Alex, Frisbee Sweeney. Frisbee
Sweeney's kind of funny.
Ben A. Babcock, Michael Murphy, Bryce Austin, Oliver Fortier, Paul Lavoro, Eric Sinclair. Call AAA because I got stuck in Chrissy's glue trap on the Bell Parkway. Genghis Khanorrhea still burns when I pee.
Put him on the list.
Yep, Genghis Khanorrhea.
Genghis Khanorrhea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Prostate Checker. Yeah.
List it.
Okay.
List it.
Back to back list.
Yeah,
See, that's why you got to keep listening.
If you got a molester uncle and you refer to him that way, you deserve to be on the list.
Pissing out fire. Call me Dick Flair.
Chicken finger.
I had to paint it, but I have a brownie in my pants.
Okay.
What did the Frisbee do to the oven? Walked into one.
Ladder 14.
Turned it into a joke.
Holy shit, he turned it into... I mean...
Creativity.
the creativity.
Think you have to do it?
I mean... For the creativity, can I put him... I mean, that was... If you're good... Yeah, you're going to the list... That was...
It's got to be that level.
God, it's got to be that fucking level, yeah.
Yeah. I knew I was the backbone of my CYO team when Coach boned me in the back of the gym. Okay. Joel, the Cabbage Patch. John Carpenter's The Ding. Matthew Vall, Steve Helm. White Trash Slut Monkey, sponsored by Fumar You Garbage.
Okay. Fumar You Garbage is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drexler.
Call me Wimpy Willie because I couldn't get hard in front of my ma.
Ladder 14.
Drexler, I guess.
Peggin Bussy since 94.
Uh-huh.
Graham Littlejohn. Which came first, the chicken or the inward fucking it? Okay. Chad might not be straight because Yanni's in 8. Applegate. Okay. Jonathan Stump. The woman version of Nick from Uruguay, but still I have a cock.
There you go.
There you
got
go.
one. You made the list.
You want to put them on?
No.
Jay
Nick
Sweets, glue stain on the Bell Parkway asphalt. DK, the Faginacci squeak.
Yeah. Glue stain
on the Bell Parkway asphalt.
That means he put his dick out the window and he shot it. He shot it out the window. I'm going to Drexler for that. Yeah.
Faginacci squeak went.
微上吸引
Yeah. Bad, but it's funny. Sequence? Yeah.
Squeakwents.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cordyceps, Jack Timmerman, Justin Fox, Magnus, Brian A., and then we got Call Me Kennedy, the way I like to F with my John.
He likes to, he likes
Yeah.
that's a chicken.
You think that's
That's
enough,
a chicken
or do you want
finger. No,
to
that's
read a
enough.
few more names?
That's a
Okay.
good chicken finger.
Okay, so here we go.
Yeah.
So it's again started off slow,
Yeah.
but then we come back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. All right, here's the list. Now Fumes can't leave.
No, you just can't leave. We're going to chicken finger that.
Okay, chicken
right
finger.
off the bat.
Debo's booster seat is for the table.
We're going to Drexler that.
Drexel that.
Any other
okay.
day.
Any other day, but good job. AOC's tits make my pee spit.
I like it. I'm going to keep it around for a little
Okay.
while. Yeah.
So we're keeping that. Then we got Genghis Gonorrhea still burns when I pee ya.
Contender.
Uncle Prostate Checker.
Contender.
What did the Frisbee do to the oven? Walked into one?
We may keep that around. That might be the only walked in one that may win. We're going to keep it around.
And then last but not least, Squeak wins.
It's another good one.
Okay. Got to make some decisions.
Yeah, we got to
here.
make some decisions here. This one we're going to have to do a room vote.
AOC tits make my pee spit.
Jesse likes that one because it's funny.
Squeak wins.
Can we do that one with the word FAG in there?
I mean, yeah, it's Patreon.
It's Patreon, right?
Yeah.
Jesse's not big on that. No?
No? All right.
How about Nick?
I would Drexel that.
Drexel that.
Okay,
Nick,
let's just
Drexel that.
Drexel that? Yeah.
Genghis Gonorrhea still burns when I pee ya.
Yeah, we're keeping that around.
Keeping that.
Yeah,
Okay.
keeping that around.
Uncle Prostate Checker.
I love that one.
Me too.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
Simple.
we're keeping that one. Yeah, simple. That's a chicken finger.
What did the Frisbee do to the oven? Walked into one.
If we will have a walked into him award. All right.
Right.
We can't post them, but at the end of the year, we will honor you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the most creative walk into one I've ever. He turned it into
Right.
It's just perfect.
Yeah.
So, but we're gonna have to Drexel you for
Okay.
moral reasons.
For more reasons. So then it is between AOC tits make my pee spit, Genghis Gonorrhea still burns when I pee ya, or Uncle Prostate Checker. Uncle Prostate Checker sounds like a band.
Yeah. Which one do you like?
I would probably go with Uncle Prostate Checker, just because it's simple. But to be honest with you, if it was totally up to me, I would have went with what did the Frisbee do to the oven? Walked into one.
So can we list that?
I don't know.
I think we can.
You think we can?
It's so good.
It is
What do
the
you
winner.
like?
It is the clear winner.
Yeah, it's the best one.
Which is what we're going for here. Is who's the winner?
But you know what we're doing by this?
What?
You know what we're doing?
What?
We're encouraging this behavior.
Well, what we're encouraging is
creativity.
Is creativity because yes, it's offensive for sure, but they were so. They kind of, it's one of those things where it's like it's
brilliant.
Called themselves and walked into one.
Yeah.
And they did it all, like they understood, like they said something awful and then left the room.
Yeah, it's like it's a brilliant joke.
It is.
So what we're going to do is we're going to break our rules because like the ancient Greeks said, there's no rule without an exception.
Yeah.
You are the exception to the rule. You are our first walked into one winner. You're the PPW walked into one. Usually the walked into one means you're disqualified from the contest, even though we acknowledge your creativity. You broke the system. You cracked the matrix.
You cracked the matrix. You are the PPW, the pseudo penis of the week. What did the Frisbee do to the oven? Walked into one. Congratulations. You can see your name up in lights at historyhyenaspod.com or historyhyenasisback.com. Thank you so much. Tell your friends about us. Like and subscribe to the YouTube. Join the Patreon. And we thank you. Have a blessed evening.